car il est interdit d'être torse nu sur Twitch. La plateforme l'interdit. J'ai la flemme. Live. C'est live, c'est bon. Allô? Je vais dire à Lynn que c'est lancé. Live. C'est là aussi, parce que... Hop, paf. Épisode 3. Voilà, le stream est annoncé. Ok, ça a l'air bon, on n'entend pas le son du jeu dans le micro. Team Investigation. Là, wesh. C'est parti. Alors, où est-ce que j'étais exactement? Ah oui, je me suis évidemment perdu en route parce que il y a toujours plein de trucs à faire. Ça, notamment, du coup, c'est une des statues des dieux qui prient eux de donner ton sang pour avoir un truc. Mais je l'ai déjà fait. Donc voilà, le dieu qui leur a offert l'engin à déformer la réalité, c'est la chèvre morte, Dead Goat. Bah voilà, il y a des chèvres un peu partout parce que visiblement c'est la divinité la plus importante. Alors, moi ce que je cherchais à faire, c'est j'arrive à retrouver, mais ça doit pas être très loin. Ici, pas loin. Pas loin du tout. Le plan. Voilà. Ah, je peux vous carte. Donc, ici, dans les appartements des citoyens, et notamment notre coupable qui a invoqué les démons dans la Dead Zone, donc qui a détruit cette Paradise Island 24, et emprisonné ici. Donc apparemment il y a un passage entre les deux, entre l'île où je suis, qui est vers les plages, on me l'a dit.
Ok, faut aller le voir.
Bah je cherche, je vais pas trouver pour l'instant. Mais
du coup c'est quelqu'un qui t'a dit.
ouais, on m'a mentionné que le passage... Bah du coup en fait je vois que là il y a le tunnel qui est sous l'eau. Et ici il y a le début du tunnel, sauf que je comprends pas encore, enfin je cherchais du coup, mais faut rentrer de là quoi. Faut arriver là, donc j'ai commencé à essayer d'aller là, mais je suis jamais assez bas. Je sais pas trop pourquoi, on va voir. L'entrée doit pas être très très loin d'ici quoi. Logiquement.
Pas forcément, ça se trouve c'est juste un pan.
Si j'ai vraiment rien vu dans cette portion. Ce truc là servait à R. Moi il y avait rien. Pas trop. En fait c'est bizarre qu'il y ait pas, que ce soit pas là.
Et il se passe quoi si tu vas dans l'eau?
Je me noie. Attends, est-ce que ça veut dire qu'il faudrait couper l'eau et passer là? C'est ça qui crée l'échelle. Enfin, je me noie pas direct, mais genre si je vais à un endroit où j'ai pas pied, je peux pas nager quoi.
Et là t'as pied?
Là j'ai pied. Sinon je serais pas là pour en parler.
D'accord.
Moi déjà, on m'a dit, c'est moi. Oh mais y a rien du tout. Je sais même pas. Ah,
Tu peux plonger?
Ah si, en vrai cette échelle elle doit être là juste au cas où t'es tombé dans l'eau et...
Bah, tu peux plonger ou pas?
Non, non, nager. Pas nager. Alors. C'est pas là. Attends, il y a une échelle bizarre ici. D'accord. Ça sert à rien, mais... Pas du tout où je veux aller. Ouais, je vais peut-être essayer d'aller voir un personnage pour... Là, je vois pas trop. Pas du tout. On a le droit aussi à quelques fantômes citoyens qui... Ah oui, quand une île quand une île est ratée et qu'il recommence, il tue tous les citoyens dans un grand rituel. Et du coup, il reste les fantômes de certains.
Ok.
Et ils sont perdus et en général, ils veulent des trucs et voilà. Ça va pas trop.
Et c'était quoi là? C'était dessus ou c'était.
Ah, c'est un fantôme. J'ai déjà parlé, j'ai pas ce qu'il voulait. Des belles sculptures. Ça, c'est l'architecture qu'on aime. Non, mais je. Bon. Je peux pas rentrer là. Ça n'a pas de sens. Y a rien du tout qui est assis. Enfin, et ça va, on n'entend pas trop le son du jeu dans le micro. Je suis pas sur mon casque. What? Monument to the moon, the sphere of death that is split in two by a great chasm. I can feel the grim silence from the deserted city on the dark side. Ça semble auquel son, mais cool. Et ce point-là. Ils sont bien restés. Ouais. Une porte. Si, je suis déjà venu là. Normalement, c'est. Si, je suis déjà venu. Il y avait un personnage qui vivait là. On peut aller voir. Ah si, j'ai la nourriture pour le chien. Je vais dans un. Je peux aller voir le chien. Ok. Bon, merci. C'est qui le chien? Bah c'est un chien. Et je crois qu'il voulait de la nourriture quand je l'ai vu. Maintenant j'en ai trouvé donc je pense que je peux juste aller le voir. Alors il y a plein d'objets qui sont planqués. Certains qui servent à rien, qui sont juste là pour la collection, mais il y en a d'autres qui permettent d'activer des trucs à certains endroits. Et il n'y a rien là. Ouais. Ah, par exemple, pour parler dans l'ordre du jeu, la L, alors pareil. Là, du coup, le personnage qui était là, c'est une superstar, et parce que du coup, elle a une tête de chèvre. Et parce qu'en fait, elle a reçu un cadeau de la Dead Goat parce qu'elle s'est illustrée dans une bataille contre les humains anti-dieux. Comme elle s'est illustrée sur le champ de bataille pendant la guerre originelle qui les a ramenés isolés, maintenant c'est une espèce de superstar. Ok, donc là ils expliquent. Donc on a une preuve que Yuri, alors on a vu le personnage. Hop. Donc lui, il est devenu. On nous a raconté qu'il était devenu beau en une nuit, ce qui est quand même suspect. Probablement qu'il s'était fait amadouer par son dieu. Et là, on vient d'avoir une preuve apparemment, enfin une tablette qui confirme que ce dieu-là a tendance à offrir des modifications physiques. Donc on aurait une preuve pour l'accuser d'avoir été. Alors je sais pas c'est quoi le mot exactement pour deceived. Bref, d'avoir succombé à la tentation divine. Si on retourne lui parler, il pourra pas juste nier en mode non, j'ai eu un cadeau parce que je suis cool. Parce que c'est ce qu'il nous avait dit en gros. 55 mètres. Nul des quartiers résidentiels. Voilà, Beardchan, le chien, comme son nom l'indique pas. Here you go, enjoy. Ouf. I'm good actor. Deceived, tromper, duper, abuser. Je pense que duper c'est bien. Je pense que c'est duper ici exactement. Ouf, ouf. Ah, j'ai eu un blood crystal. A blood crystal, why do you have a blood crystal? I don't know why I even question the things that happen on this island anymore. Good girl, thank you, Berchan. Ouf. Bah, ok. Trompé par les dieux, c'est ça. J'allais voir elle, parce qu'en soi, là où j'essaie d'aller, c'est sur l'île et elle est gardée par lui, là, par un des soldats. Et comme elle, c'est Marshall, c'est celle qui est au-dessus d'eux. Je pense que peut-être, ça se trouve, elle va me donner un indice sur comment y aller. Parce que normalement, j'ai le droit d'y aller, on m'a dit. Alors, faut-il que je sache comment on fait? Ouais, c'est elle qu'on va aller voir. Ah, mais elle est sur l'île aussi, merde. Merde, elle est de l'autre côté. Terrible nouvelle. Bon bah c'est pas pareil que j'aurai un indice. Il m'emmerde. Ah je le vois bien mais... Je suis sûr que ça va être un truc tellement con en mode je suis passé devant 10 fois. Ça va être incroyable. C'est toujours comme ça dans les trucs où on tourne en rond pour 3 ans devant. Elle c'était devant moi. Attends, on va aller embêter Yuri avec ma preuve. Qu'à faire, il est pas loin. Case file. Ah non, je vais pas lui montrer. No time to chat, Yuri. What now? Et il nous aime pas aussi. Seem to be ambitious. Is that a statement or a question?
I don't like this.
Why are you like this? Like what? Don't be arrogant, Yuri. You know what?
You got nothing on me.
I just want people to use language correctly when addressing their betters. Confront. Betters.
Don't make me
I
laugh.
am now secretary to the leader of the syndicate. Temporary leader. Maybe. It certainly makes me a higher station than an exiled freak.
Don't test me.
Titles don't make you a better person.
Freak.
The lower class often use that argument. If that were the case, why am I in a position of power and respect and you're not?
Got it.
Respect is something you earn. Power isn't always a positive quality.
Don't be snide with me.
Platitudes of the jealous.
Got it.
Maybe life isn't about status and acquiring power. That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. Goodbye, freak. Goodbye, Yuri. Wow. On s'entend bien. Va chier, au revoir. Vas-y, on va aller voir le sympathie. Ouais, carrément. On l'appelle Mister Sympathie dans le milieu. Je peux aller voir lui. Oh, il est pas loin. Comment on monte dans l'ascenseur? I feel like I could talk to you all day, love dies. What's on your mind? Everything, nothing. You know how it is. Feeling quite relaxed.
Ooh, the
But the only one on this island that is. That's why you are in this situation. Many people that take things too seriously. They don't think about others, but their own advancement. That isn't how a perfect society
What
runs.
the hell?
Do you come from a perfect society? Ah, je vais pas faire ça. You don't get this attitude and charming personality unless you come from a place where everyone in the government is looking to scapegoat you for their own cruelty and fuck-ups.
Sure.
You personally? Of course not me personally, the lower classes. No time to chat, things to do.
That's strange.
But I thought you said... Ah, je vais pas pouvoir en monter. These nightmare computers can log activity in an area. They are normally set up to see who has passed through a door or accessed the
The
system.
investigator is here.
I can use Starlight to help me gain access, then I might be able to get some evidence. Alright, Starlight, let's get to work. Ben chef, ça? Et je suis. Ça donne ce peu. Ah, pas mal, pas mal, pas mal. Pas mal. Ok, ok, il manque une corne. Ah. Oui. Cosmos. Oui. Ah d'accord, oui, j'ai pas encore tous les symboles. Je les ai pas débloqués sur mon... Ok, j'ai compris. Et genre lui, je peux... Alors j'ai les capacités d'un enfant de 4 ans et demi, c'est bon.
Sure.
These are the logs of who entered and exited the building last night. Let's see. 34, witness enters. 14:58, Carmelina arrives and witness buzzes her in. 14:58. The God Justice Marshals arrive and secure the building. 2018, witness and Carmelina exit. 3h31, witness returns. Witness and Carmelina have alibis. Salut Raph, c'est Paradise Killer. Le jeu bizarre avec des gens qui essayent de ressusciter des dieux morts. D'où l'architecture fort sympathique. T'as des phases d'explos sur l'île là qui est en monde ouvert, où tu peux aller partout, chercher les lieux cachés, etc. Et t'as des personnages à qui parler pour faire pour avoir des indices, etc. Ouais, ne spoil pas, je te dirai si ça vaut le coup à la fin. Under the gaze of the gods, the so-called investigation freak returns to the island sequences. Witness to the end, overseer of each dying paradise. Donc ouais, lui il est demain CFA. Bonne chance, amuse-toi bien, PTDR. Donc lui, il s'occupe de superviser quand il faut détruire l'île, tout le processus. Born in the Chaos Palace in Northern Iran in AD 981 under the sign of Destroyed Eden. As a child, Witness was enslaved under the banner of Crying Grudge to work building the perpetually growing Chaos Palace in North Persia. During the Great Betrayal, c'est la guerre entre les dieux et les dieux. Witness refused to budge in his devotion, fleeing to hide within the impossible labyrinth of the Chaos Palace. Ezekiel found Witness and urged him to follow him. They became close. Witness was still a young man and Ezekiel was older and wiser. Witness looked up to him as a father figure after being taken from his own father at a young age. Witness holds a great deal of responsibility overseeing the end of an island. He ensures that every failure is perfect. He collects and breeds rare plants in his penthouse. Good to see you again, Witness. Apologies for Starlight, I do remember you. How long has it been since you last did work for our Holy Masters? Time moves so strangely. We are grains of sand that drift in the astral wake of heavenly titans. Especially after last night. The island is ready to end. Time flow is broken. The gods are displeased. We are supposed to be their loyal servants. Our only purpose is to resurrect them. Now we squabble and scheme. Our holy work brought to a screeching halt by murder. The end of times are looming. So many have strayed from the path. This must be a sign from the gods. Nous ne sommes pas des hérétiques, nous croyons en Dieu. Work of the gods. I'm here to do the work of the gods. I can see it in you, Love Dies, the fire of holiness. I live in fear of the rage of the cosmic deities. Maybe you can quell their anger. La fin est proche.
That's strange.
What's with the holy proclamation? This isn't your usual style. Far too much has happened in your absence. Truth has become more mutable. Our masters are not being served. The syndicate has lost way. I have not strayed from the path. Too many of us have forgotten what it means to serve our master. I feel last night was one of our punishment. Or maybe it was a divine reminder. Our gods work in esoteric ways. Are you here to punish the wicked monster that committed this atrocity?
I am still bathed in the glory of the gods.
The sinner that allowed demons on the island, will he burn in the fire of justice?
Sure.
You can be sure of it.
Under the gaze of the gods.
Any that would hinder the ascension of our cosmic overlords must be purged.
Investigate.
Now, can I assist you in your holy work? Ok, c'est parti. C'est si part. Je vais mettre mon casque. Hop. Voilà. Et on a pas mal de choses à discuter. Comme on a exploré masse, bien avant de se mettre à parler aux gens. Hop. Tac. Ah, j'entends pas. Et j'entends rien. Allô? Oui, excusez-moi. Passez sur le casque. C'est bon, on m'entend? Vous confirmez? Oui. Si, c'est bon? Je crois, ouais. Parfait. Do you believe Henry is responsible? All I can do is trust in the gods and have faith that what happened was part of their divine will. But do you believe Henry did it? It is not for me to question the gods. Witness, do you think anyone has a motive for killing the council? Our holy mission has been left unattended. On n'entend plus le jeu. Ah merde. Attendez. Attendez, oui, desktop, audio. Voilà. Il a pas aimé la carte son a bugué et du coup ça a fait sauter tout. Are you any number of the sinners here? Any number of the sinners here could have done it. Perhaps it was an act of the gods. Tell me about these sinners.
Another sinner.
The island crawls with them. They pay lip service to the gods but don't follow our sacred mission.
The end times are looming.
The island sequences have degenerated. They used to be righteous, now I
I have a
despair.
bad feeling about this.
What about the accused? Henry is a citizen, not a syndicate member. Citizens are sinners too. They do not pray hard enough. The syndicate do not compel them to pray hard enough.
What?
The citizens grow restless, insubordinate, decent spread. This one lets the demons onto the island. Why stop there? We did this to ourselves. Keeping the citizens like cattle was bound to be our undoing eventually. Wow, attends, on est coco?
The
On
gods
est...
are radiant.
Hope is not lost. This is a test from the
The
gods.
gods are displeased.
We will overcome it. I hope so.
Why?
Why were you butting heads with Montserrat so much? Montserrat, je rappelle, c'est le leader du syndicat. Le grand chef. What does that have to do with anything?
I need to investigate this.
The end times are linked.
Our leader was not following the holy mission. His focus was on the island sequences, not the gods. Sounds like he was straying from the past.
The gods are radiant.
Yes, I'm glad you understand. Our first priority is to prostrate ourselves before the gods, not build ourselves a nice home.
The gods are displeased.
If our islands fail, then that is the will of the gods. If we trust in them, we will be
I
saved.
don't like this.
Did that make you angry enough to kill?
Of course no.
I know you must ask this question, but it pains me to hear you question my loyalty and faith.
Crime is repulsive.
You vote against every proposal he put forward, didn't you? That is the point of our democratic meetings. We all have a say on the direction of the syndicate. This direction veered away from our holy mission. I voiced my disagreement with it.
The investigator is here.
What kind of proposals were they?
What?
Advancement towards the so-called Perfect 25. I don't care about our new home being perfect if the gods are not there to celebrate with us.
What?
Look out to the ocean of madness. So many pyramids sit empty. Oui, les pyramides, du coup, c'est là où, si j'ai bien compris, c'est là où les dieux doivent arriver
The gods
si ça
are
marche.
watching us.
24 island sequences and we only have one pyramid resident. We are capable of so much more.
Why?
Why haven't we done more?
Blasphemy!
Montserrat had overplanned. Grand Resurrection could wait until the island sequences were solved.
The gods are displeased.
What is the point of Perfect 25 if the gods remain in pain? I wanted to remind Montserrat of the Syndicate's purpose, so I voted against everything he and the rest of the council put forward.
Is this a fact or a truth?
Did you remind him with a knife by any chance? Absolutely not. Do you have a motive for killing the council?
I am still bathed in the glory of the gods.
Incroyable. I have a humble servant striving to live on the righteous path. Murdering the council is not on that path.
Sure.
Am I taking your word for that?
What?
What reason will I have to kill the council? How does that benefit our holy mission? Who determines the path?
Other holy master.
The god, of course. Did the gods want you to kill the council?
Of course not.
Don't be ridiculous.
Where?
Where were you last night?
Investigator.
I spent the night here in my apartment. Alone? The architect came to visit me. A rare social caller. Bon, ça corrobore ce qu'on a vu sur les logs. She was with me at the time of the killings. Ouais, ça c'est vrai. We left when we were summoned to the crisis meeting. Some romance at the end of the island, on an island.
This island is full of sinners.
That period of our lives is long gone, investigator. Was there anything odd about her behavior?
The gods are watching us.
We had a pleasant time. We shared some wine and I'd been saving and prepared to say goodbye to paradise.
I need to investigate this.
And you two were in each other's company all evening.
Investigator.
I stepped out on my balcony to take a phone call from Grand Marshal Akiko. It was fleeting. No more than 5 minutes.
What time?
What time was this call? Shortly before Death visited the island, Akiko was reporting the escape of Henry. What? I'll follow up with the Grand Marshal. Not long after, marshals were stationed outside the elevator to my apartment. D'accord. Ça c'est bizarre. Do you have any proof that you were both in your apartment? The nightmare computer at the entrance log everyone that enters and exits this apartment. You can pull the record from that and check yourself. Ouais, ça on sait que c'est vrai. Why is yours the only apartment with a logging system? Don't be too careful, I take my privacy seriously. Paranoia, got it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Got it.
I checked your building logs, your story checks
I am
out.
still bathed in the glory of the gods.
Of course it does. The writers have nothing to hide. What do you know about KHX's disappearance? Nothing. He often went for periods of isolation. Sorry, I can't help more, Lady Lovelace. Did you see Yuri last night? He is secretary to the architect. Have you spoken to her? L'architecte c'est... Comment elle s'appelle? Silent? Non. Enfin, c'est du coup c'est celle qui appartient à une famille qui a été bannie. Ah, cette musique est trop bien. Je sais pas, on entend bien la musique sur le stream ou faudrait que je la monte? Et là, comme ça je peux faire l'équilibre, je parle, la, tout ça. What do you know about the second Holy Seal? Nothing, Lady Lovedice. It is a mystery to everyone on the island. What do you know about Henry's escape? Only what the Grand Marshal told us. Have you spoken with her? Yeah. Did you see Crimson last night? I didn't see her. Ok, bon, lui il a pas grand chose à dire visiblement. Did you see Lydia and Sam last night? Speak to Yuri, he is her handler. Do you know anything about the murder of the Marshal guards outside of the council building? Is this case not open and closed? Do you believe there is more? Have you scoured the council building? Okay. Want to chat? I must warn you that I am not the one for long conversations.
The gods are watching us.
Do you think they are happy with what they see?
That's strange.
What's with the zealot thing you have got going on?
The gods are radiant.
And this island does not bask in the light. I came to realize this and now I live only to serve them. Et donc lui apparemment il a Géchant.
Of their holy masters.
Please tell me you also devote yourself to the Holy Masters. With all my body and mind. J'adore quand elle fait ce smirk là.
The end times are looming.
Your fanaticism fills me with hope. One day we may be able to make the gods happy.
The gods are
Please join me in a
watching us.
prayer.
I am still bathed in the glory of the gods.
Was the first, the only catalyst. Man's dark age was scorched by the fire of devotion. In the face of sin, earth I sing for silent goats. He heard us in the crystal caves, he will hear us again. The first, the only catalyst, silent goat. May we always walk with you. He journeyed across the stars, he came to us and gifted so much. He was the first, the only catalyst. Man's dark age was scorched by the fire of devotion. In the face of sin and heresy, I sing for Silent Goat. He heard us in the crystal cave, he will hear us again. The first, the only catalyst, Silent Goat. May we always walk with you. Elle était dégoûtée en disant You are blessed.
The gods are watching us.
C'est bien, c'est que chaque fois que t'en vois, ils sont tous plus louches les uns que les autres. Hein. Il y a des plantes rares. Witness Phone. The Holy Catalyst, Silent Goat. Relics from Prussia. The only depiction of gods and demons. Il n'y avait pas grand chose dans son appartement. Et j'ai son téléphone. Alors j'ai aussi le téléphone de Yuri d'ailleurs, je sais pas si tu te souviens. Et du coup les téléphones, ça tu l'as pas vu par contre je crois. Mais les téléphones en fait il y a une tour où on peut aller checker les communications. Je sais juste plus où elle est mais je suis passé devant un moment. Et voilà, bref. Il y a un moyen de savoir qui a appelé qui quand. C'est pour ça, j'ai son téléphone, j'ai le téléphone de Yuri et je peux aller vérifier. C'est ce qu'ils disent, c'est vrai. Ah bah j'enquête, hein, je stalk. Hein. J'ai envie d'aller voir elle. L'architecte.
Getting saved. Fast travel unlocked. Storage in the safe.
Ah, il y a un log. Ok. Qui regarde qui est entré.
Join my computer.
Je peux pas le hacker. Pas le crâne. Ok. On peut pas encore savoir. Et du coup, en fait, ouais, là où il y a un Nightmare Computer, voilà, ça enregistre qui est passé par là. Quand j'ai lancé, avant de lancer le stream, j'étais à 4h30. Traditional to donate and let blood in prayer temples. Et je crois qu'il fait de 10 à 12 heures, enfin autour de 10 heures en gros de jeu. Footbath.
Got it.
Attends, parce que la dernière fois que j'ai fait ça, c'était bien. Enfin, ailleurs.
Ooh. That's strange.
Double jump unlocked.
Double jump.
Got it.
Avec le double jump, je peux tricher et je peux rentrer directement dans le tunnel là où j'étais coincé. Plutôt que de faire le tour. En fait. Je peux grave tricher avec le double jump, je pense. Wesh. Elle est en dessous. Je sais pas ce que je fais là, mais c'est pas grave. The blue boat bring fruit. What? Bon, je pense qu'il y a un truc à faire ici, mais... No idea what.
Key item obtained. Key item obtained.
Ouais, les crests, c'est des trucs qui se mettent dans des objets. Ok, elle est pas loin. Ah oui, d'accord. Il y a un certain nombre de crests à mettre là.
Key item obtained. Key item obtained.
On va y arriver. Hein. Il y a un crest là-dessus, oui. Et c'est moi qui suis ravagé ou cet ascenseur me rappelle de façon traumatique Undertale? C'est à cause du bruit, hein. On est d'accord.
Key item obtained.
C'est carrément le bruit d'ascenseur de Undertale en fait. What's up with the birds on this island?
Paradise feels wrong.
The island is waiting to die. Our reality is broken. And that makes the bird fly backwards? That's messed up. Can't say I'm a
What
fan.
the hell?
A fan of what? This whole pocket of reality we've got going
I
on.
have a bad feeling.
Thank you for your
about this.
input. Always a pleasure. Il y a vraiment tout qui est fucked up sur cette île. Hein. Ah, c'est l'appartement de...
Investigation.
Ah non, librairie, ok.
A tome detailing the first god to speak to us, Silent God, known as the Holy Catalyst or the First. During the Great Betrayal, he was captured outside Manoda Ending in India and tortured in the Crystal Caves. He gifted the Syndicate his dying power, allowing us to start the island sequence. A handwritten book about Crying Grudge, the god that captured by the Persian army during the Great Betrayal. The god was captured. The near-dead god was paraded around the country and displayed above the palace in Kushatra Zero. The tear of the god fertilized in the ground and the city became a sea of lilies. The Syndicate rescued Crying Grudge and burned the city to the ground. The weakened god slumbered in a holy pyramid on each island, slowly regaining his strength. Ok, donc il est dans une pyramide lui, ok. This terminal shows the record of who accessed the library vault. The vault included rare forbidden books, mostly from before the Great Betrayal in our prehistory or from dreadful cultures on terrifying planet. The most dangerous books here are grimoires on demonology. Harrowing Tome, dressed in red, is a particularly dangerous and forbidden text. According to the record, a number of people accessed the vault over the course of the island, but the name that stands out is Yuri Knight. What was he doing in the vault? He accessed it several times, but mostly about 10 years ago. Okay. Henry's possession a decade ago is worth looking into. It's not unusual for citizens to try communing with the gods, but if someone wanted a scapegoat, these are books here that would help. The restricted vault contains ancient texts, forbidden grimoire, and howling cosmic secrets. Some of those forbidden grimoires deal in demonology. The library record showed that Fury accessed the vault. Ouais, bon, ça on l'a vu. Henry caused the demonic invasion a decade ago by performing an illegal ritual. Did he get that ritual from one of these tomes? Ok, les dates correspondent. Bon, j'avais dit que je voulais aller voir l'autre là, mais le problème c'est qu'il faut que j'arrive jusqu'à elle. Ça semble pas. Il me manque combien? Beaucoup. 1, 2, 3, peut-être même 4. Elle est à 15 mètres au-dessus, elle est dans la pièce au-dessus de moi en fait. Dr. Doomjazz Clinic. Confidential report about victims of vampiric attacks. This is a classified report about vampiric murders on
Sure.
5 victims killed by what appeared to be a vampire.
I have a bad feeling
The
about
last
this.
victim on the beach was the only one to have any trace of the perpetrator's saliva on them.
The truth is revealed.
The perp was ID'd and arrested by the marshal, a
The
citizen.
investigator is here.
The cause of vampirism was unknown. Ah bah il y a Dr. Doomjazz, attends on va aller voir Dr. Doomjazz tant qu'à faire. C'est quand même incroyable.
Don't Cathedral.
Franchement, il est insane.
Lady Love dies.
As gorgeous as you were 3 million days ago.
No Cathedral.
Syndicate Head Doctor. Born in the Cannon Fortress, Scotland, AD 988, under the sign of the Cosmic Deceit. Growing up during a military campaign, Dungjaz longed to become a doctor to tend to the wounded. He snuck into the haunted Ziggurat Medical School and studied in the library after hours. He became their top student and battlefield medic. He was captured during the Great Betrayal, losing his heart in the torture chamber before being rescued by Ice Kiwami. Two fled to join the Syndicate.
Fabulous.
And Starlight, the perfect pair.
I don't like this.
Cut the act, I've only just got back to paradise.
Ha!
You know I've always had soft spots for you. How have you been? Still the same old Dungjaz?
That's not nice.
Been just swelled down here. I assume you got the memo about last night.
Sure.
Something like that.
I'm worried.
I presume you are here on business and not for something nicer.
The investigator is here.
I've got a job to do down here.
I'm a professional.
How unfortunate.
Don't test me.
You're in high spirit considering our leader and council have been
The
murdered.
island is about to end.
We all deal in grief in different ways. Do not be mistaken. I am well aware that this is a catastrophe. I'm just not one for outwardly displaying misery.
Ooh, the investigator is here.
What's your take on the Syndicate on the island?
Hypothetically.
Keep myself to myself. I'm not interested in the schemes. It's exhausting. Drama and politics are hard drugs. It's best to not get hooked. That's a medical opinion. That is all I know all I need to know about the state of this place. Anything else I can help you with? C'est parti. You think Henry did this, Doc?
Ha!
You read my report.
I have a bad
Not
feeling
yet.
about this.
Go and see Akiko and the prisoner. I left my report with her for you. That didn't answer my question. That's all I can tell you. I don't speculate on suspicions and hunches. I'm looking for facts. Can you make an exception for me?
What?
You only speak to me when you want something, Love Dies. It hurts.
Sorry.
I promise to stop by more often. Well, alright then.
Hypothetically.
We don't know what the seals are, right? It's awfully convenient that Henry happened to be able to get through them all, isn't it? So you don't think he did it? I didn't say that, I just mean there are some missing facts. And where you have missing facts, you have doubts.
Lady Love dies.
What do you think about it?
The facts and the truth.
It's
are
a
not
nice
the same.
story. People like to believe the easiest answer that fits their
The
worldview.
investigator is
We kidnap
here.
citizens and force them to pray to genocidal gods. Of course, the Syndicate would believe one of the vile working class would do this. C'est quand même... Tout est résumé là, hein, finalement. There is something else at work here.
Ha!
Well, at least you have a working theory.
Who?
Can you think of anyone that has got motive?
Ha!
That's a biggie. That's a biggie. Such a terrible crime. Prolétaire de tous les pays. I'm afraid I don't know anything about it. Everyone is as innocent or as guilty as each other. Je pense qu'on fait Doom Jazz et après comme ça on coupe et c'est pas mal. Would you kill the council for revenge for the death of your father?
I'm a professional.
You've got some guts coming to my yacht, flinging bullshit like that around. Just doing my job, Doc.
What?
I'm not a killer, never have been, never will be. Regardless of what happened to my father.
Where?
Where were you at the time of the murder?
What?
I was in my clinic until I was called to examine Henry. He was found outside the council building, blood everywhere. I checked him over. Akiko has my report for you. Go and see her if you haven't already.
Ha!
The Syndicate building's logs should confirm my alibi. Alibi. I don't know. Did you see Yuri last night? Yuri last night? Yuri night last night? Huh. J'adore l'humour. À la bye. I didn't see him last night. I'm afraid, Love Dice. Is there a database of DNA or blood sample for everyone on the island?
Theoretically.
You want to run some blood? Wish I could help. Just after the crisis meeting last night, part of the central server started corrupting.
Don't test
That's
me.
convenient,
Investigator.
isn't it? I became aware of it because the terminal in my lab does an automated backup in the early hours.
Strange.
I got a report that the backup failed. I took a look at it and part of the medical archive had corrupted.
Sure.
What about the backup of the central server on the moon?
The island is about to end.
That went down as well. The corruption spread, not to all of the moon database. I can still access most of the file out there. Where is the server on the island? The cavern under the island. Masahiro Heavy Industries maintain it. The only entrance into the cavern is via Deep Factory and that's under lockdown. Oui, faut qu'on trouve la Deep Factory, ça a l'air trop insane.
What the hell?
Why? Deep Factory is shut down at the end of the island. Only 4 people can unlock it. Council member, Maken Origin, Ran Masahiro, but her dead body is up in the Council penthouse. Same with Pandora 2, she ran Dead Nebula and the Deep Factory. Nicolina Rose is the second in command of Dead Nebula, but they are on the next island. Lydia took them early on, and Balthazar Tears was Maken's assistant at Masahiro, but he is on the next island as well.
Got it.
I'll go to the 25th island and bring Nicolina and Balthazar back and they can open up the Deep Factory so I can find out what the hell is going on with that server.
I've got all the time in the world. For you.
Not so fast, Love Dice. No one leave this island, Judge's order. Besides, you need Lydia to take you to the next island and she's on your list of suspects, right?
I have a bad feeling.
So what
about
do I
this.
do about this server?
How?
2 options. Chalk it to bad luck and coincidence or let it fuel a dreadful, all-consuming conspiracy. I'll go for the second one.
Fabulous.
Aha, keep on tracking, Love Dice. Did you examine the dead quartz at the first solicit? Nope, Akiko wouldn't let me. Why?
Investigator.
She said that's military jurisdiction. She didn't want the corpses of her soldiers disrespected with a post-mortem. Louche. Even though there could be evidence?
Hypothetically.
In her mind, she's already got the case solved. Henry's behind the bar and he's clearly did it.
Sure.
Do you
This is
believe that?
bad.
I'm not much into beliefs, Love Dice. I'm waiting to see what truth you find. Tell me about the inhibitors used to sedate Henry. Masahiro Heavy Industries take drugs that sedate the body and inhibit psychic ability. They were designed specifically for victims of demonic possession, to calm the body and mind and stop them from lashing out. Henry's dosage level has been correct for the last decade.
Got it.
Do you know if anything can interfere with Henry's inhibitor?
I see.
You're not the first person to ask, Love Dice.
Nanny, that
That's
Ooh.
not nice.
Witness. Oh. Witness is responsible for overseeing the end of an island and ensuring it all goes smoothly. He's obsessed with fail points in the process. He got worried that Henry could be a fail point. Could he get loose at the end? He's executed and not part of the slaughter ritual with the other citizens. There is a time when he's out of his cage before he's executed. Akiko handles the execution so he's in safe hands, but Witness got obsessed about the inhibitors that keep Henry sedated.
Got it.
Are they a fail point?
How?
Possibly, but you would have to get past the ground, Marshal. You will need a massive spike of adrenaline, and the only way I can think of is to provide that would be an injection. Would someone have done that? Adrenaline is manufactured by the body. You need a drug to induce it artificially. His blood work came back clean though. No one gave him that drug. Okay. Do you know about Ketchik's disappearance? I heard he was missing, keeps himself to himself, so I don't see him a lot. You've been up to his place on the cliffs. Did you see Crimson last night? She has a little emporium, go ask her. Did you see Lydia and Sam last night? I was in my clinic all night, I didn't see them. Lydia should have been within contact with Yuri though. Did you see Witness to the End last night? I don't know what he's doing, but he's normally in his apartment on the last night of the island. Go ask him. What do you know about the second seal? Not a thing, Love Dice, conceal business. What do you know about Henry's demonic possession 10 years ago? Don't know what to tell you, Love Dice. He's clearly possessed and I wasn't at his arrest 10 years ago. If you think there is something suspicious, try the crime scene. His apartment in the dead zone. Ouais, bah on y allait à son appartement.
I've got
But the
all
second-
the time in the world for you.
You know that.
I've missed you, Love Dice.
It's been so long since we spent time together. You still a wine and whiskey woman? Not a lot of either in the idle lands. Want a glass with me? Enjoy the island for a few minutes before getting back to all that murder. I've got a bottle of freedom later open.
I'm glad to be back.
I'd love a glass, just a small one though.
Fabulous.
That's the spirit.
Lady Love Dies.
How does it feel to be investigating again?
The truth remains obscured.
It sure is. The future hangs in the balance.
Ah,
How has the doctor been since I last saw him? Keeping on the tane, you know. It's a small island, but there is always a way to have fun.
sure.
I'm sure there is. Only one way to find out.
I was born to
You want to be a
investigate.
suspect in an out of hours investigation?
Fabulous.
You can come around to open my case file anytime. Wink. Wink.
I'm worried.
Maybe you've got some time right now. Each second I spend here allows the truth to sink further into the shadows. Our dice can't wait. Feel free to swing by anytime, Love Dice. I'll keep that in mind.
It's been wonderful to see you again.
Got it.
I had nothing to do with this.
Ah? Rob, help. You said you might be able to help me?
I had nothing to do with this.
Love Dice, you have charmed me. Despite the tragedy of last night, this island infinitely more radiant now that you are here. Because it's you and I can't get you out of my head, I'll break some ethics. I've treated witness for death, scream trauma. He started complaining of being able to hear screaming on occasion. We had no idea what the cause was, but it kept happening. I eventually narrowed it down to psychic death screams. The hell? When someone dies, they involuntarily emit a death scream in the burst of psychic energy. Normally you can't hear them, but it becomes attuned to them. How?
Worried.
That's still a mystery. I don't know if we'll ever know. He attributes it to the god's anger. He's all doom and gloom about us not doing enough to please the gods. He's taking it as one of the many signs of the end times. What treatment does he take? Eye strength, migraine relief. That's the only thing that's worked. What about during the citizen slaughter ritual at the end of the island? Surely that would be overwhelming. That's different. The priest conducting the ritual channel the psychic energy released by the slaughter into energy for the gods. It's dissipated away from the island.
Sure.
Does anyone else suffer from them?
I'm worried.
We had a case on Island 15. A syndicate member killed themselves because they kept hearing They kept hearing them, but no one else on the island. Not in the way Witness does. I think demons can probably feel them. Every demon we have encountered has been attuned to the psychic energy. Would this include the demonically possessed?
Strange.
Probably, but I can't say for sure. How would it affect them? I'd imagine a spike in adrenaline. Anything else about Witness? Ah, ça c'est important.
You've got this wrong.
I've been worried about his mental health.
Investigator.
He's become secretive and guarded. It's manifest in the stranded ways, but multiple appointments with him have been interrupted by phone calls. He won't take a call with someone in the room and always steps out to his balcony. Other people have reported the same thing. Ooh, architect Carmelina. Ah, c'est Carmelina. She started noticing it several years ago. She's worried that he was slipping into paranoia. Why are you suddenly telling me this? It's been playing on my mind. I've been thinking about last night and the lunatics that we have on the island. Then the heavens sent an angel to come and question me. Thank you, doctor. You've been invaluable.
Want to play doctors and nurses?
Incroyable. Remember to hurry on back if you need an examination or anything. May the cosmos be a mystery, and may you reach the moon.
Senior investigation.
Medical textbook. Wine. Photo of Marshall Akiko. Power tools.
That's strange.
All the candle for Akiko. Ouais, la photo d'Akiko, c'est louche.
Ooh, the investigator is here.
All I thought he was the love them, leave them type. On va sauvegarder.
Fast travel unlocked.
Et bien parfait.
Game saved.
Ça va être la fin de cette session tardive.
Download games obtained.
Merci d'avoir suivi. Et à la prochaine, au revoir.